Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GMologist Presents, where myself and Streamrolla
Hello.
celebrate hashtag RPG Day 2026 by going over the prompts and sharing our thoughts. Today, we will do, or in this video, we are doing days 21 through
24.
24. I gotta count on my fingers. 21, 22. And yeah, and the first prompt is charity. What does charity mean in the context of RPGs? Charity of your time, I think.
I don't know. I see it as charity, like charity is like giving something that you're not asked for, right?
Right.
So I guess in a party, giving somebody a chance to shine rather than you could be charity,
Yeah.
even though they probably don't want to see it as charity.
Well, I'm a strong proponent of it's the player story, and I hope that comes through in the games that we run. I know for sure in Osric we've already changed the official downstream timeline, but that was actually the intention in the Osric 1357 Dale Reckoning for our Forgotten Realms campaign that we're running. I think in the Slavers campaign, the Against the Slave Lords campaign, um, we've done a lot of things that are out of the slavers actually adventures because it's been sort of player driven. What do the players want to do? So I think that's really fun, and I agree. As a GM, you're. I think the story is about, yes, the world is important. It's great to see exploration and all that, but ultimately, the story is about the players, and a GM should be charitable in that regard, giving the spotlight to the players. Don't have a GM NPC come and save the day all the time. Um, don't let the villain miraculously get away, even though the player characters have them dead to rights. Let the characters drive the story. Let them pursue their own goals and desires. Even if you're in the middle of like an adventure path or whatever, maybe they want to go off the rails. They're like, I don't know if I want to continue this, and they have to have a motivation, right? So you have to be willing to step back and, as a GM, show that charity. Um, as a player character, in the context of player character, I mean, sometimes you get charity from the NPCs, from a patron, as it were, and sometimes they're more stingy. So is that a good thing to have a lot of charity from NPCs? What do you think?
I guess. I mean, I like being charitable with my own characters, like
Yeah.
going in and finding a way to give them money for information, even if they didn't ask for it,
Hmm.
or showing charity in different ways. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, but charity is also a way of giving your time or effort to something as well. So maybe going on a campaign you didn't want to for a king
Hmm.
to recover something that you really don't care about just because he asked you to, and you feel like it's something good and generous to do.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's kind of fun, like Call of Cthulhu. You can actually play a charitable type character. You can play like a dilettante slash philanthropist in the game,
Mm-hmm.
which can be pretty fun and exciting. I mean, granted, you have probably a really high credit rating to do that, and that can that opens a lot of doors we've seen in many a
Yes.
Call of Cthulhu game. So yeah, I think that's a pretty interesting concept in the context of gaming.
But it could also be like what's expected of your character too. Like
Hmm.
my paladin is expected to be charitous
Charitable,
and
yeah.
give to others and give a tithe that I can either put money in the coffers of my god's bank there, or I can donate my time to going out and helping people or hiring them on to do something for me that I pay them for to be charitable.
Hmm. Well, if you're truly charitable, you just pay them.
And
They
I
don't have to.
have. I've
They don't have
done
to.
that before too.
That's true. That's true. I think so. I think your character is holding up to those paladin those
It
very
is
hard to
hard.
meet
It is
hard to meet paladin standards
it's
and being charitable
immensely
and giving.
expensive to train.
So it's interesting. There used to be actually a player played this and he played it really well, much to the chagrin of other player characters. But he was a cleric of Ilmater, who is the god of suffering and also mercy. So he became an aesthetic. That was a character option that you could take in third edition, and the aesthetic was more or less like didn't keep anything and gave everything away and was extremely charitable. And of course, the rest of the party hated that. Um, there are some mechanical benefits as well, you know, so maybe but the player played it to a T, despite the protests of other player characters, and he lived very humbly, was very recluse when the people started calling him Saint Benito as he performed several miracles in the realms. So yeah, but he did show the aestheticness and the charity with that character type. So pretty interesting. Most like I've had the NPCs comment when some of the player characters are very charitable. Most adventurers don't do this, which is kind of a interesting twist, in the campaign.
Try. We try.
All right, grit. I just saw the word grit in something that we unbought, didn't I?
I'm sure that was in that Reaver game we were looking at.
Yes.
But grit, I mean, it could be tenacity out of a character, having the grit to get something done. But grit could also be grinding your teeth together and not saying something when it would be when it's somebody else's turn to play, too.
Yeah, when I think of grit, I think of toughness of
Mhm.
you know, in a game it'd be like, gritty, dirty, low magic, hardcore. And this actually says here, I don't know if you'll be able to read it, more grit and less gonzo. That's what it says on the back of Reaver. It's kind of funny on the back cover. But grit, toughness, not just in physical toughness, but toughness of spirit. And
Mhm.
I think that's a very interesting character concept. It's the ability to resist even mental attacks, I think. True Grit, the movie, is a really fun movie to watch. I like both versions, by the way. So the one with John Wayne and the one with the other guy. I don't remember. What's the new True Grit? Who's in the new True Grit? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but
The same. It's the same guy. I thought it was the same guy who plays the dude in that movie in the Big
um,
Lebowski. In the Big Lebowski. Anyway,
don't
you probably
know.
uh
Uh,
Jeff.
Jeff Bridges?
There you go.
He
All
plays
right.
Rooster Cogburn.
Yes, he does. So anyway, so grit. I guess that's what that harkens to. I kind of like a gritty campaign. That's probably why maybe I lean towards the older versions of D&D. I feel like, although I would say even third edition can be pretty gritty, especially Pathfinder and in the adventure paths that I've run. There's always like there was always a near TPK or chance of a TPK in a lot of the encounters and fights in Pathfinder 1 when I ran it. Pathfinder 2 is still kind of gritty, but it's more Alpha Strike gritty. So like if something hits hard and it gets the initiative and it gets a crit, it's going to be bloody. Like I've had characters go down instantly, from not die necessarily, but go down instantly from an alpha attack from a bad guy, like their opening salvo. So I kind of like a gritty game. And I don't know. I wonder. I think there are probably ways to make the newer editions of D&D more gritty, but I guess is it more of a challenge? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it depends on whether or not the character wants a gritty game.
Right. Like I think I could run like Eberron as a gritty Sharn sort of fantasy noir type of game. As a, if you kind of stay in the city, in the big city, and you kind of are like maybe a private investigator down in the lower end of the city, type of thing. That could be a fun fantasy noir and a gritty sort of, gumshoe equivalent type of game. Um, You could probably do that. You could probably do that in any urban type of setting. You just have to like have the player characters buy in. We're doing, street level, right? Like in a superhero game, we're doing street level type of crime fighting. It's gonna be gritty, like more like akin to Daredevil and the Punisher, as opposed to, or even Spider-Man, as opposed to, Avengers and the like. So, or even X-Men. So, I like that kind of game where it's more down to earth. What do you think, Stream Roller?
I agree. I'm not so certain that, I don't know. I don't know if a gritty game is always my favorite to play, though.
I mean, T2K, your favorite game, is pretty gritty.
It's intense.
It's a survival game.
Yeah, I do like that, but I don't, I don't know that I would enjoy a TPK.
Yeah. I mean, in T2K, showers and beds are a rare thing.
There's lakes.
Yeah. So, all right. What's the next, Stream Roller?
Fortune.
Ooh, fortune favors the bold, as they say. I tend to agree. I reward characters who are bold and take action. I do not like it when characters kind of sit on their heels. I like uh, forward facing characters that drive the action, and I think fortune favors them. Sometimes I even give them an extra roll on the treasure table.
Mhm. I don't know. I like Fortune when it pays my bills.
There you go. Yeah.
Like I'm having to rehab a whole castle. That's not a cheap thing.
No,
So,
it's not. Yeah, fortune,
and
right? That's an interesting concept because I think it brings us to sort of a controversy, right? So in first edition, I mean, how do you feel about paying for training in first edition? Because that robs a character of their potential fortune, really. I mean, I think it worked out in the slave and against the slave lords campaign because you guys found that quarry and that quarry turned into a mine, and now you have like a residual steady income that helps to pay or mitigate the cost of training. But I know other people who have just like hand waved that away. And in Osric, I'm really debating that, or at least in Osric, yeah, there's a cost to training, but it's more like uh,
Osric is really expensive compared to AD&D. I mean, it's almost
no, it's the
twice.
same. It's the
You
same
think
expense.
so? It seems a lot more
Well, there
expensive.
there is some inflation. There's some inflation in the prices, like in the equipment lists, which is bizarre. But there is inflation in the prices that is, but the training cost is the same, really. So, but I mean, what do that's what happens with adventures as they amass a fortune, and it can be problematic. But then I think what's cool in at least in the Oscar game, and I'm still debating whether I want to sort of wave that away, or even in against the slave lords campaign, if you guys reach like uh I don't know what the magic number is going to be. Is it going to, as I'm debating either seventh level or ninth level, that I'm just going to waive away the training fees, right? You're a fully incorporated guild member. You paid your timeshare cost now you can just go on vacation. So or pay a nominal fee. So I don't know. And in Osric, it seems that you guys are doing favors for people and ingratiating yourself. So the costs have been subsidized, okay, as it
Well,
were.
because it's so very expensive
Right.
that you have to find ways that you can train still. So But I mean, we went out, we completed a task for the temple, and I didn't think it was out of line to ask the temple to train us since we returned a magic item to them.
Right.
So I mean, the cost of the magic item was enough to train. So I mean, if I had sold it on the regular market, we could have trained all the characters for that amount. So I don't think that's outlandish to find ways around it. But I do think it's a bit extravagant with the cost, especially when you get far enough along in AD&D or Osric where you can start training yourself. You still have to pay. I'm like, if I can train myself, why would I have to pay? And who am I supposed to pay?
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at the Ranger. I
Hmm.
mean, the Paladin can keep more than the Ranger, but the Ranger is also expected to put in almost as much money. I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to take him forever to achieve those goals. It makes it almost unfathomable for him to meet his objectives.
So just to let people know, in the first edition DMG, basically the cost per training is 1,500 gold times your current level, not the level you're going to be. So it's like n minus one. So if you're going to from first to second level, it's 1,500 gold. Second to third, it's 3,000 gold. So in AD&D, there's an optional rule. The second edition is an optional rule. The Dungeon Master's Guide suggests an average baseline cost of 100 gold pieces per week per level, paid to a qualified tutor, though the final prices are negotiable. So 100 gold pieces per level per week of training. And then at the end of the training, I guess you have to roll. Uh, the required training time depends on the instructor's wisdom score. Calculate minimum duration in weeks by subtracting the instructor's wisdom from 19. So it's a wise trainer. I mean, I guess it could be, that's kind of random. It could be anywhere from, 1 to 9 weeks, let's say. Who knows? So and the tutor must be the same class to have a higher level than the character. At the end of the training, the character must pass an intelligence or wisdom check to gain the new level. If you fail, you have to continue to training and pay for another full week before trying. So, and I don't know, did third edition have training?
I don't know, but I think to answer your question, I think there needs to be some cost, whether it's out of your fortune or whether it's out of, you go do something for your trainer or something along that line. Because I don't think anything just given to you that you don't work for is worthwhile. But I
Yep.
mean, it's just a personal opinion, but I mean, how much are we going to focus on fortune in a game? I mean, obviously, I think there's two sets of thoughts there. One is you have to have fortune to go forward, and
Mhm.
the other one is, well, I'm in it for the fortune.
Right.
I'm gonna loot everything I can possibly find to get absolutely every penny out of it, rather than leaving some behind for another group that might come through.
Basically to train. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It seems, right? So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's the best incentive. I know in 3.5, no training for gold, though I guess there's optional rules for downtime for getting new skills or new feats or whatever. And then I know the new 5.5, there's an optional rule, and I think it was something like um something like 150 to 100 gold pieces per week. Oh, one gold piece per day. Okay. Or
well, I mean,
downtime. Yeah.
except PM for that, but
The 25 gold pieces per work week, basically. You know.
I mean, I still think some payment needs to go towards it, but I mean, if you charge that much to train and the magic item that you just spent all this time getting, you have to sell in order to train,
Right.
that's a problem. But if you get the magic item and you can't afford training to learn how to use the magic item, that's also a problem. But maybe we should just go the distance, which is number 24.
Oh, yes, it is. 24, distance. Distance traveled. Distance to a target. I think that's how I guess I think of it. You kind of made it more metaphorical, going the distance um, with your goals and spending of your fortune. But distance is a important mechanic in the games that we played. Everyone also wants to know how far away is it, or
Well, because you can only
how long
travel so
how
much
long to
in a
get there.
day.
We use we
Yeah.
we we play on the tabletop, and we use a little arrow, and hopefully the GM has set the the scale correctly. And it's like, are these 10 foot or 5 foot squares? How far is it to the monster? Can I, what's my range? You know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, so
Definitely.
distance is important.
Hmm. And we've definitely gotten the distance. We went 4 days.
Yeah, we've done 4 days with distance. Do you have any other comments on distance?
I don't think so.
I am going to, um,
Let me guess, do an unboxing.
I'm going to do an unboxing. I don't think it relates to distance, but it would be nice to get all these boxes out. Um, I did Reaver separately, as you might know, but this one is a box that is from Publisher Services, ship DPT from Georgia. I don't remember what these things are. Honestly, it's been so long. This is 11, and I want to say, I don't know. There's too many little lines there, Amy. What's the next thing after half? Five
Three
eighths?
quarters.
No, 11 and 5/8, or 31 centimeters by 1 foot, which is 30.5 centimeters. And it also has some thickness to it. And that is 11 centimeters, or 4 and I would say 1/4 inches. It's like, I can't believe this is broken. Maybe I fixed it. I don't know. All right. I don't have no idea what this is, Amy. I really don't. I can't remember. Isn't that bad? I guess these Kickstarters are things that we buy. Take so long to get them that I don't remember what they are. They're not even for them. Oh, it's a box.
It's a box in a box,
The box in a box.
like Christmas.
Yeah.
Put a box in
I'm
a box.
not going to measure this inner box.
It's
Let's
an
see.
inner box.
The inner box.
Make sure you cut away from yourself.
Okay. And not too deep. You can't cut too deep. So funny, like the single book wrapped again in more stuff.
This is a
It's like
very well
wrapping.
packaged book.
And it unravels into nothing. I don't know what it is. So I still got to unwrap it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Imperium Maledictum Vol Adventures. It says not a Kickstarter. It's something that I ordered with some money I got over Christmas, believe it or not. And it is Vol Adventures Imperium Maledictum. It's like a mini campaign taking place on the island of Vol. There's no specific order when you can run them in, but it has a guide to the hive. Oh, we played one of them. Two. Okay. Cool. All right. Oh, those are other adventures. It has some other adventures that you can play, Blazing Seraph and others. So there's like the Eye of Vol, Illicit Fabrications, Implacable, Interminable Devotion, Paradigm Shift. That's not bad. 5 adventures. That's actually really good. And it has the hives of Vol and the wastes of Vol. So it's basically the planet, and all the adventures you can have on that planet. Imperium Maledictum. So Vol Primer, Introduction to the World, The Eye of Vol, Chase Down a Rogue Cult, Illicit Fabrications. Um, there's the Cataclysm that you have to figure out what happened. Implacable, on the eve of a triumph. There's Death. Anyway, crazy stuff for Vol. So if you wanted to know what it was like, it's a hive world run by an ancient rogue trader dynasty and a cutthroat highborn caste. Citizens toil in their hive cities to fulfill the imperial tide, caught between guilds and gangs while at odds with the world's dangerously acidic atmosphere. Sounds wonderful. And hazardous conditions. That's pretty cool. Pure Maledictum Vol Adventures. I like
Very
how
cool.
it's very nice. Well, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Good night.
And good rolling.